Good ice break. Oh my goodness gracious. It's got it. Yeah. There we go. Good morning, fish heads. It's like 6:30 in the morning and we're gonna do some early morning bank fishing. I'm gonna show you how I bank fish, especially if you gotta park your vehicle way away from the spot because you don't want to be blocking traffic and having your hazards on all day so your battery goes dead. Because I don't have a 2022 Ford truck. I got an old van with a small battery in it. But you see these shorts? These are my favorite. They're cargo shorts. Big deep pockets. Always get yourself a slender water so you have to drink, because you're going to be, I plan on being out here 4 or 5 hours, and you don't want to be dragging around a big old thermos of water. Does it get lukewarm? Yeah, but it's still water, you know. And you could probably get ice in that if you really took the time to do it, but I ain't that picky. I just want to stay hydrated, you know. Got all my worms right here. I'm doing bass fishing. Now, if you have lures, you can probably buy a fanny pack. Somehow those have became somewhat popular again, but I can't do the fanny pack. So I got these cargo shorts. I got all my tackle right here. I got my hooks inside of my worm bags and my sinkers, because I'm gonna be using a ribbon tail today. I got my scale in this pocket. I believe I brought my scale. Did I bring it? Yes, just in case I catch a big one, I want to weigh it. Got my knife so I can cut line. And any other necessity you can fit in these cargo shorts. These cargo shorts are my tackle box. Okay, and of course I got my pole. It's that simple. You don't have to carry a bunch of stuff around, because I'm parking my van about a quarter mile away from where I'm fishing, so I can't be lugging around a bunch of stuff. I just can't. So I gotta make do. I'd like to have my lures and stuff on me, but these bass love these worms, so we're gonna catch some fish today. It's about 6:30 a.m. We got a small breeze. It is October 8th or 9th in Florida, Southwest Florida, a week after Hurricane Ian. I caught a nice chunky bass over here yesterday. I was only here about an hour, but other than that, we're gonna see if we can't catch some lunkers today. This is a fire spot. It's my favorite spot. It's my weekend spot. I can only fish here up until 2 o'clock, and then I gotta go. I've got permission from the office, the security here. But other than that, man, oh, another important thing. You see these? I wear these, and then when I get to the spot, I'll take my socks off. That way your shoes don't get waterlogged. These are very important facts. They really are. Like, every little detail I'm telling you is very important when it comes to bank fishing. But I'll take my socks off, and that way if my feet get wet, they get wet. It's okay. Because if you wear shoes, they're gonna get soaked, especially early in the morning. The grass has got dew all over it. It did rain a little bit last night. And if you wear, like, you know, waterproof shoes or boots, those could get a little heavy. I know here in Florida the grass can be really thick and it's hard to walk through, so you don't want to wear anything heavy on your feet. You should have sunglasses. I don't, but you should. It's bad for your eyes to be looking into the sun all day, especially when you get the sun reflecting off the water. It's like there's two suns, not just one, there's two. But let's hit this bank, see what we can't get into. Got him. It's not a bad bass. I switched up my my presentation, I tied this weight off so the worm would float a little bit. Come on, bass, quit being difficult. Gosh. Let's see if he's been caught before. Oh, his tongue, look at that tongue's healing. He's been caught before, right there. I don't know if that's their tongue, that's what I call it. Good icebreaker, it's about time. Yeah, so what I'm doing is I tied this off. It's like they call it a poor man's Carolina rig. Instead of this sliding up and down, I tied that weight off. That bass number 2. There's a drain right here. It's pushing a lot of water out from the spot I was just at. And when there's moving water, you're always going to catch bass. Always. That's why I came over here. Cause oh no! He turned my my worm into a grub. I bet I could still catch fish like that, but I'm not. I like the ribbon tail action. Oh yeah, we got all kinds of fish feeding right here. See this drain right here? It's just pushing a ton of. Oh, there's a bass right there. He about jumped 10 feet out of the water. So I'm gonna work this ribbon tail right here for a while, and it's guaranteed catches over here. I'm telling you, find yourself a drain that's moving water. If you can get some moving water, your chances go through the roof. So we just had Hurricane Ian, so this is still pushing a lot of water out. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow. That was a giant bass. He's got it. Yeah, I got him. Yes, yes. Run away, this guy. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I can get that out. All right, quit. Well, I pulled out my scale to weigh him, and I turned the GoPro off so I could work on that hook in his throat. I got it out, but I went to lift him up on the scale, and he flopped his way back into the water. So I didn't even have a chance to get him on camera, really. You guys seen it, but all right. What? I don't know what he just said to me. I don't know if he said something fly to me, but he sure was flying on that bike when he said it. It sounded like he said something crazy to me. Anyways, I could really care less. I don't know, because he had attitude in his voice. Like, I don't know what, I don't know. I have no clue. Man. It's a big bass right there. Another big bass. I'm guessing 3 pounds. Nice. It's nice. right, so a little more about bank fishing basics. You can always get a backpack, but when it's 90 degrees out, or even in the mid 80s, carrying a heavy backpack full of a bunch of gear can be very, very difficult to do. Well, I got one. No, I don't. And it's just hard to deal with. So you want to travel as light as possible when you're bank fishing. Believe me, I know, because I do a lot of bank fishing. A lot. Look at this. Look at these freaking bass chasing these bait fish around. But yeah, so I mean, there is the fanny pack option. I just don't feel like I would look very cool with a fanny pack on. I just can't. I grew up when fanny packs were cool, and now then, like, we went into, I think it was like the late 90s, where fanny packs were no longer cool, and everybody was talking crap about anybody who wore a fanny pack, so everybody stopped wearing them. But like I said, this is my tackle box. These cargo shorts are my tackle box, and you can bring lures as long as they're not opened. You can carry them in the box. But then when you got a crap load of stuff in your pockets, and your pockets are bulging, and it's 90 degrees out, oh, it's so irritating, dude. I just want to freaking punch my legs. Well, not really. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was my reel spinning. Let me slowly reel this worm, because when you don't have a lot of room to jig it up and have it go like this, when the water's real shallow, it doesn't get much action on the tail. But then both them bass that I just caught was from me swimming it. They tried to attack it, and then I dropped it back in, and that drain is real deep right there, so when it's going down, that tail's moving. But yeah, bank fishing is awesome. It really is, because it eliminates a bunch of hassle. Like when you have a boat, you gotta hassle with a bunch of stuff. I had one, and you know, you could spend 45 minutes just to freaking put your boat in the water. It's worth it, don't get me wrong, but if you have a spot where you can walk around the lake and bank fish, especially like when the fish are, there's certain types or certain times of the year when they're along the bank, you know, when it's midsummer, you're gonna have a hard time. Look at this. This is crazy. I'm surprised I haven't caught more, but people fish here a lot, so they're hip. I think I got one. No, I don't. I should have brought my lizards, ran them up top. But yeah, you want to travel light as possible. And then you have like Zoom. The Zoom and Yum worm bags are tough. They really are. Gary Yamamoto's bags, they're like freaking really thin. They bust open real easy, but you can put multiple different colors of worms in the same bag. Some worms bleed, some don't. So if you don't like having your worms bled on, I don't care. Sometimes I like mixing my colors like that. I'll get a blue worm with red flakes, and I'll put it in a bag with yellow worms, so that way it gets yellow tint. But anyways, that's how I bank fish. That's how I do it. I travel light. I'll grab about 5 right now. My pocket right here is just filled with different kinds of worms. Now when you're fishing, you know, for snook, tarpon from the bank, and you want to use lures, you might want to get a backpack, or you can get one of those multi-compartment little plastic deals that'll fit in your pockets. But like I said, man, when it's 90 degrees out, that can be rough. Man, these fish are just feeding like crazy. There we go. Another big one. Oh no, he's all right. He's all right. He's all right. Don't lose my worm, buddy. He's okay. All right, bud. Oh God, you're gonna give yourself a concussion wonder if bass can get concussions. That's a hot area right there, man. There's so many freaking bass right there. I was thinking about switching worms, but because I should be getting more fish out of there than what I am. Oh, that's a nice bass. Wow. That's a big bass. It is. All right, don't swallow. Good, good, good. That's a big bass, man. Let me get a weight on him. I'm guessing 3 pounds. 3-pounder. 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 Hey, 2.5. 2.5. That's why I got this scale. So my weight is on. It's not a bad bass. Seen him splashing around over there. All right, buddy. I'm gonna put you back. Yep, he's happy. Bad bass right there. It's not bad, not bad. I'll take him. I wish I had more time to fish, but that's an okay size bass. Dap it up, buddy. All right, you wouldn't let me give him dap. I didn't catch Dinky on camera, but that's that. That's Dink. You can go back. Destroyed it. That's a big bass. That is a big bass. Oh, it's a big bass. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Look at that chunk. Look at that chunk. Huh? Look at that chunk. Man. That's a nice bass. Off the ribbon tail, running it up top. He hit it off the top. Oh, come on, dude. That's a fat bass right there. Let's get him cleaned up. Oh, no. Oh, it's a mess. Off the ribbon tail. Destroyed the ribbon tail. Can't really get close to the water. All right, there. That's a fat bass. That's a fat boy, eating good. All right, buddy, enjoy your life. Thank you for the fun. Oh, he's snagged. He's snagged. He's a little guy. Come on, little guy, get out of there. Tighten my drag. Well, I got a 30-pound test on here, but oh man, come on, dude. There we go. I got you, little guy. I got you. Using the old culprit tomato. Got this little guy here, little Dinky, little Dink, back at it. Oh man, look at this mess. Let me get you out back in the water. All right there, Dink, dap it up, Dink. Get this mess off my line. Well, that completes another episode of the Florida Fish Head. I can't complain. I caught, I don't know how many I caught. You know how many I caught. 4 or 5 decent bass. They weren't small, that's for sure. 2-3 pounders. Just using the old ribbon tail, gets them every time. But then the bite slowed down just now. I went to Walmart and came back, and they ain't hitting nothing. So, but that happens. That happens. Like I said, I can't complain. There are some bonus clips that you probably watched already that are in the video. It is the middle of October, so I would imagine the bass are going to start feeding before winter. Florida, there really is no winter. It's more like a Ohio beginning of fall type weather is our winter here. It does get cold in the mornings, but you know, that's why bass fishing is so great in Florida, because it's all year round. But the problem that I'm having, because I don't own a boat anymore, yeah, I have a little kayak, but that's another story for another day. You gotta have money here. Like, you gotta have a boat, you gotta have a truck to pull it, and you gotta be able to drive 2-3 hours to big lakes, because if you start hitting these little spots here, you'll get in trouble. People frown on you fishing in their spots when it's private property. So that's the problem that I have, is I can't find spots where I'm allowed to fish. I have permission to fish here on the weekends. I can't go past 2 o'clock though, which is great, because where I just fished, it's loaded with bass, absolutely loaded with bass. Tarpon too, a freaking ton of tarpon. You can't catch them though, they don't hit anything. But other than that, man, that's just the problem that I've been having, and it sucks. It really does, because I have to really struggle hard to find spots, and then the spots that are available have been fished so much it's almost impossible to catch a bass. And I mean, there's this one spot here that I seen a dead bass on the bank. He was at least an 8-pound bass, 8 pounds all freaking day. I couldn't believe how big he was. And I've been fishing that spot off and on all month long and couldn't catch anything. And then there's a pond right next to it that has giant bass. I've seen them, but they won't hit anything because they've been fished so much over the years. These bass just stop hitting lures. If it ain't something that they don't recognize, that's 100% guaranteed to be bait, they're not going to hit it. You can use a Senko, ribbon tail. I've tried everything. Chatterbait, topwater, frog, all kinds of stuff, and they won't hit it. So, but you can blame the people that leave their fishing line on the bank, the people that leave beer cans on the bank, the people that leave their mess all over the bank. They want to get drunk and be loud. That's why everything's private property now. That's why fishermen have to get out on a lake with a boat to go fishing. You gotta have money, because of rude people that are 30, 40 years old and they act like they're 12 years old. When your mom said don't litter, you shouldn't litter. When your mom said don't pick up after yourself, you should pick up after yourself. Don't leave your freaking mess behind. Nobody wants to deal with that crap. That's why there's private property signs everywhere. That's exactly why. That's why nobody wants you fishing in their water. Also, you know, you're treating fish like it's nothing, like it's not a live being. Like, a fish is alive. Why would you want to keep a largemouth bass? There's people that do. They keep them, fry them up, eat them. A bass eats absolutely everything. They're more of a sport fish, not a pan fish, not a fish you're supposed to fry up in a frying pan. You know, and it makes the sport of fishing hard. It really does. It really does. And I was watching a guy, I was catching peacock bass, and he was across the canal doing the same thing, had his kids with him. And you know, it's recommended and suggested, it's not a law, but that you put peacock bass back. This guy had no kind of consideration for this fish at all. He was catching them, throwing to his kids like the peacock bass was a football, and keeping every one that he caught. I was just disgusted. I was disgusted. I understand if you want to keep one or two, but when you're catching them back to back to back and you got a cooler full of such a beautiful fish, it's disrespectful to me and every angler that respects the sport of fishing. Now, you want to go out in the ocean where there's, you know, thousands and thousands of a certain kind of fish, more power to you. But these little ponds, man, there's only so many fish in them. There's only so many crappie, there's only so many bass, there's only so many catfish. But that's why it can be very difficult to fish. It really can. I really got to struggle to find spots, and then I get kicked out of spots all the time. It is what it is though. But one thing I do know, I will keep fishing. Thank you for watching. God bless.